So these are difficult times to be investing, especially in the stock market. What I want to do is start a new portfolio, grow it, and show you guys everything that I do along the way so we can help each other achieve success and personal growth. I'm going to be starting a portfolio with $1,000 as starting capital. The auto invest function should be off if you want control of when to buy, when to sell, and sometimes I like to be overweight on certain stocks if the opportunity presents itself, so that's why I keep it off. I'm going to be using the M1 platform. Some of you will not be able to, because I think it's only available for the US residents. They might improve on that, and I hope they do expand it to be global, because it's a great platform. Yes, there is no cryptocurrency, but we'll be doing cryptocurrency on other platforms. So what I want to do is show you exactly how I go about investing in this crazy financial market. The Fed has been providing so much liquidity, and the government has been increasing its deficit like crazy. This is unprecedented. It would be hard to invest in such times because, as Ray Dalio says, they're building a bubble. In my opinion, they're building lots of bubbles. We don't know when or where they will pop, but I think as soon as one pops, all the others will go down with it. Although I cannot say when there will be a crash or if the crash will be in nominal terms, because of the high probabilities of having a huge inflation, there might be a crash up. So the value of the dollar depreciates more than the decrease of the asset prices, which means on a graph it will be going up like this past year or so, and that's because the graphs are in nominal terms. But if the inflation skyrockets, this might be worth this much. And how do we measure exactly inflation would be a topic for a different video, but today we're gonna build this portfolio and start this community growing. I already took the time to set up this portfolio. For the fun of it, I call it Ivelin's $1 million portfolio, because I want to grow this $1,000 into 1 million. And if I achieve that, man, that would be awesome. But so can you. And maybe you achieve more than I will. Maybe I will make a bunch of mistakes along the way, and you learn from my mistakes and not have to make them yourself, which will be helpful. So I've set this portfolio into two different pies, a long-term investment and a short-term investment. For the long-term, I put these subcategories or different pies within the pie in order to diversify well, because these will be mostly dividend value stocks. We'll be filling up the categories along the way, but today I want to focus on this, Verizon. So I've chosen the first one to be Verizon, and I'll show you why. Let's look at Verizon's chart. For the past 5 years, even longer, let's see, 2013, 48, 46, 50. Today is 55. Not much movement, not much at all, but I believe, in my opinion, there's great potential for Verizon, even though it's a value stock, to grow as much as a growth stock. Because in my opinion, the trade war and maybe the pandemic was organized, or it was used to get ahead for the 5G war. I think the 5G war was the true war, and the big players are the United States and China. And whoever controls the 5G controls everything, because all technology will be based and is already mostly based on the internet. I'm most certain Verizon would be one of the key players, and I'll show you why. So I wanted to share this post. So it's very recent. If you want to read through it, go ahead. I'll provide the links for any website that I use down below in the description box. But what I wanted to point out was these 275,000 paid phone subscribers that are new for the second quarter. This is huge for Verizon. New people coming to the market, because young teenagers, even kids, are going through a different life than what we're used to be, or what I'm used to be. And most of everything that they do is online. And right now, every single movie is going for a higher resolution. Pictures, websites, games, everything wants to be larger files with better quality, higher resolution, faster transmission, and all that is 5G. And Verizon provides 5G and has invested heavily in 5G, and that's why it's winning this many subscribers. I'm sure the other telecommunication companies are winning more subscribers as well, but the huge takeaway here is that their business will increase. This company will make more money. Even if there is a crash in the whole financial system, everybody will still be using the 5G network. And also, again, this is for the long-term investment pie in my portfolio. Even if there is a crash or a little downfall, that's alright, because Verizon is also a dividend paying stock, and their dividend is 4.5%. This is great. I know there's a lot higher dividend paying stocks. Are they as secure as Verizon? As big of a company as Verizon? I don't know. We'll find out later on. We'll go through different stocks in the future. But right now, I want to place my bets on Verizon. Another thing I want to mention is that Verizon has invested heavily in India. If 1 billion people joins the internet, everybody's gonna grow. So I see a big future for this company. And in my research, I do a deeper dive on each company that we talk about here. And I wanna do this for you guys as well, but not on this video. I'm not sure how I'll be structuring it in the future. I might just do a live stream and show you everything I go through and kind of my thought process, and also answer some questions. But I'm not sure the format I will provide this in the future. Right now, let's grow the community a little bit, and I will have more details for you later. Next stock I want to talk about is Apple. Yeah, these are big tech stocks, and maybe you're tired of seeing these. I want to focus short term, and I'll show you why. I believe there is a pattern every single year. Before the quarter report and after, there is a boom, and I want to be part of these bull runs, these mini bull runs. Sometimes they're not mini at all, like 2019 quarter report, boom, or quarter report, bull run for 8 months. 2020 quarter report, the third quarter report, huge boom for a month. 2018 quarter report, 2 months boom. 2017 quarter report, 1 month bull run. I think there's a pattern here, and I think the money managers know that and take advantage of this every single year, because the amount of capital that is injected into only Apple is staggering. Look at last year. For 1 month, price went up from about 95 to 134. That's almost 40 bucks. 40 bucks for 95. This is like 35% from 2.4. Oh, back then it was less than that, but we're talking about in the range, because I don't know the exact number for back then, but we're talking about in the range of $500 billion in 1 month. So we're not talking about just me and you or the average investor. We're talking about managing companies, hedge funds, retirement funds, big whales that just pour cash on investment that makes sense to them. They know it's coming, and I'm gonna take advantage of that. And to reduce the risk a little bit, I want to talk about what happens if I'm not right. I don't know if I'm gonna be right. Hypothetically, let's say I'm not right. Well, there is big future for Apple, at least in my opinion. And I think I'm gonna leave that for a separate video, what I actually think about Apple's future, and focus right now on the other safety net that we have with Apple. Even though it's a growth stock, there is a dividend, 0.6%, but it's something, so it pays you to own it. That's the most important thing. At least that's my thought process of risk management here. Apple is kind of safe to own because their technology is in everything. I don't think their business will backfire on them so crazy. Their stock might go down for some bizarre reason, even three times, but the probabilities are low for that. But even if it does, they do still pay you a dividend, and if you just wait for the stock price to recover, because I know the business will go on and they'll be selling a bunch of iPhones, maybe iPhone 20s at the time. I have no idea. But what also I wanted to share is they are buying other companies, and that's what I want to talk about on the next video. I'll just leave you with a title here. Next time we'll talk more about Apple. The only thing left for today is to place the orders. So I have taken the time to put Apple into the short-term investment pile. And also for the short term, because I want to mitigate my risks, I'm going to be using only 20% of my portfolio. This might be different for your investment portfolio, but this is what I'm comfortable with. Everybody has a different risk tolerance. What we're left to do is place some orders. So because I'm starting only with $1,000 in this portfolio and short-term investment 20% of that, I'm left with $200 for this piece of the pie. But I don't want to spend it all on Apple. I only spend $50 because I want to have some dry powder for other opportunities. Tomorrow at 8:30, M1 is gonna purchase some Apple for me. People that don't like the M1 platform is because of this scheduling. It doesn't give you the freedom to buy a stock at a certain time when the market is open that you want. It only gives you one option, and if you advance to the M1 Plus, it gives you a second window in the afternoon. So that's one downside to M1, but there is also a positive. If you like strategy like I do, I kind of want to think things over, get through the whole process, evaluate, research, set my mind on something, just like I did on Apple and Verizon today. Set the buying orders and leave it and let it work for me. So this platform will do the actual purchase. It's almost as having a broker that is gonna do that for you. I kind of like that feature, and some of you might hate it, but it's alright to be using different platforms like Robinhood. I do have a profile there as well, and you guys use whatever platform you want or whatever is available in your area. I'm just saying there's also positives to some negatives. That's kind of my thing, to find the positives even in the negatives. Let's set up the long-term Verizon. I believe in this company so much. I want it to be a big part of the portfolio. What I'm left with is $800 for the long-term pie. I don't want to take half of it but I do want to take a big chunk of it. So 10% would be only 80 bucks. I think I want to go with 20%. I seriously do. Out of all my picks, today I started with my top picks out of everything. And on this platform and on other platforms combined, I probably own more than 120 different stocks and some cryptocurrency and some precious metals. So my portfolio is very diverse, but for the beginning of this one, because I want to grow it to $1 million from 1,000, even if it takes me years to do so, I want to start with my best picks. Let's do 20%, which is $160. So we set up that. These little things show that there has been placed orders for both of them. So if you guys didn't like something about this video, it might be a little bit long for now because it was the setup phase. I do think next videos might go on to be a little bit shorter than this one, but if you like for me to focus on an area that you're interested in that I kind of glanced over, let me know in the comments. Also, if you're having trouble in setting this M1 account in these pies like so, just kind of different categories, and if enough of you are having trouble with this, and let me know, I will make a detailed video of how to do that. I'm just saying that because I had trouble as when I first started using M1 2-3 years ago, and I want you guys to focus on what's important, making the right picks for your investments so you can grow your portfolios, prepare for any crashes or at least the future finances, and for me and you and all of us to grow our portfolios to 1 million or multiple millions and just have a nice retirement no matter the age we achieved it at. Could be 20, could be 80. All that matters is to stay positive and focused. So take care, guys. See you next time. Ciao.